All right, so we're continuing to kind of look through here. A lot of the things that you find in this particular inquiry, depending on where you look, there are times when you'll find big spiders, grasshoppers, things like that. What we tend to find in this area where we were looking are very small, extremely small microinvertebrates that you would need to either use some type of a dissecting microscope to identify, or you could use a USB microscope camera, which is what we're using today. And this is hooked up to just a computer that you're able to take photos with. So let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and put this one into a well plate. And we use, just to kind of make them a little bit easier to identify and still, we put a few drops of rubbing alcohol. You can pour that in directly or use a pipette. And then we put the microscope camera over, and we've got a picture there of arthropod number 1. So you may need to pause your video and take some time to, number 1, identify what species based on what you find online, or you can also use field guides. There's a lot of great online resources that your teacher may have for you or suggest for you to use. But go ahead and, as close as possible, see if you can identify that species and add that to your data table. And then we'll look for another one. A lot of times it's very difficult because, like I said, they're really tiny. So you're looking for any signs of movement. And we got one over here that we'll put in our second well plate. Add a little bit of rubbing alcohol. Sometimes it helps to even add the rubbing alcohol to the ends of your tweezers that you're picking them up with. And that will be on the screen, arthropod number 2. So take a look at that one, see if you can identify the species. Like I said before, you may need to pause the video and take a little bit of time to see what that might be. It may be that that's the exact same species as the previous one. So if you're finding multiples of the same species, then just add that to your data table. Because biodiversity, we're not just looking at the number of species, but also how many individuals we have from each species. All right, then we'll look for another one here. Looks like we got one here that has some, it's definitely running from me. And we've got that in the well plate. And this is arthropod under the camera number 3. So take a look at that one, pause your video if necessary, see if you can identify that, and add that to your data table. We do not have a lot in here, but there's usually at least a few. Oh, here's another one. We'll add that in. A little bit of rubbing alcohol just to hold them steady there. All right, and that is arthropod number 4, our 4th one we found. So take a look at that and add that to your data table. And I think that is about it that we're going to find from this for now. All right, so that ends our data collection process for this first site.